I hear the voice in the morning hour, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I have the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. Hi everyone, this is Hayden LePore again, and today we're gonna go down this old road, the Lincoln Highway. The Lincoln Highway was the first transcontinental highway in the United States, which went from coast to coast, going from San Francisco to New York. The highway was originally 3,389 miles long. There were 3 generations of improvements to this highway, widening and changing of routes to make it faster being the most significant. The Lincoln Highway's history was started by Carl Fisher and Henry Joy, who had proposed a coast-to-coast highway as early as 1912. This highway was dedicated on October 31st, 1913, as a memorial to the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. But the highway was only getting started. There were many hiccups along the way, with the carmaker Ford not sponsoring the project and Henry Joy later deciding to abandon his endeavor on the highway project, to instead focus his attention on educating the people on the need for this highway project. Even the federal government was reluctant to sponsor such a project because railroads were of still most importance for coast-to-coast travel, and any roads built were in town or were built to lead to the railroad depots. But in 1921, the federal government passed the Federal Highway Act, providing funding to the states for this project. In the highway's early years, it was not all paved. In fact, some of the road surface still consisted of dirt in portions of the country, especially in Iowa and the area in between Joliet, Illinois and the state of California. As what Miss Sally from Cars said, the road didn't cut through the land originally, it moved with the land. And this was true with the Lincoln Highway. Because of that, many changes were made to the highway over the years, such as paving roads, straightening them, creating bypasses bypassing crowded city centers, and adding links such as the Carquinez Bridge in Vallejo, linking Sacramento to San Francisco without going through Stockton, saving 40 miles of driving as a result. In California, there were 2 branches of the Lincoln Highway. The Pioneer Branch, which went through Mills, now Rancho Cordova, Folsom, and El Dorado County. The Lincoln Highway that was the predecessor of the Interstate 80 that was to come. In El Dorado County, the highway went through the old town of Clarksville, now El Dorado Hills, the towns of Shingle Springs, El Dorado, Placerville, Camino, Riverton, Kybers, Strawberry, and Myers, which is near Lake Tahoe. Here is a video of me on the Lincoln Highway in El Dorado County. Hi, I'm looking at the old Lincoln Highway going through Johnson Pass near Lake Tahoe. See the beautiful views of the lake and all the mountains. I'm at the Summit Lodge at Johnson Pass, which was miraculously saved from the fire around it. I first heard about the Lincoln Highway from one of my family's longtime friends, Ken Allen. When we happened to meet him and his wife at a local restaurant in 2016, he was telling us about this highway, where it went and what it was like. Because of my interest in history, His discussion motivated me and my family to take a tour with Ken a year later of the highway, with him showing us the route and the remnants of the old road from Old Clarksville to Placerville. Since then, I started studying the old maps that Mr. Allen gave me after the tour, and I was fascinated at what the old highways looked like on the maps. Due to that interest, my family and I have toured the many places along the route, such as the Rush House in Citrus Heights, the old town of Clarksville mentioned in my El Dorado Hills video. I would highly recommend checking it out if you want to learn more about that subject. And I usually seek to look for the old roads the highway took when my family and I have the chance to be near the old Lincoln Highway. The thing I really enjoy learning about the Lincoln Highway is realizing how much transportation has progressed in our country since those days. I really enjoy seeing the maps of how our major roads progressed from being long and curvy one-way roads, which were often dirt, to seeing them improve as paved, straighter two-lane roads, to then improving as expressways, and then into the interstate freeways we know today. It gives me optimism and excitement to see what the future holds for the transportation sector. Who knows, in 50 years, we might be traveling in magnetic pods going as fast as airplanes, such as what Elon Musk and the people who are working on the Hyperloop idea are envisioning. But trips being faster and shorter isn't necessarily the end-all be-all. As Sally from Cars said, people didn't drive to make great time, they drove to have a great time. I know, another Cars reference. But what Sally said is often true today. In fact, many of my favorite parts of a trip are traveling on the scenic roads, seeing all the places and taking in the scenery around me. My favorite part of the Lincoln Highway so far is the part where it goes through the Sierra Nevada mountains at Donner Pass. Going up leisurely on a scenic road looking at the Sierra Nevada mountains, the Truckee River Valley, Donner Lake, going up on a beautiful bridge, and seeing the railroad chugging along near this road. Funny how two of the biggest transportation feats of engineering were built going through this area. And it is interesting to think that this small scenic road used to be the major highway going from California to the east, as Interstate 80 is today. I especially enjoy seeing this area in snow, as it feels like I'm in a light-hearted Christmas scene walking in a winter wonderland. Quite a different perspective of California, for back home for most people in California, it only snows once in a decade. In fact, rain is snow for those areas because of how the seasons roll in the state. It was a blast learning about the old highway and the history of our area. I hope that you can learn about it also. Thank you for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe to my channel to keep the content going.